guys competing today has put that effort in, and even in these less comfortable games, he's going to put their all out there because every point matters, especially in this qualifying round.
Right, definitely. And it's good to put them outside of their comfort zone for the first qualifying round to see what kind of miraculous outfits they can pull off. And I will honestly say with a minute and a half left, everybody is looking good.
Yeah, we'll see. We thought this was a relaxing warm-up, but talking to the contestants again, this is a high-anxiety round of fashion, putting some of their skills to the test here. And a good reminder, this is actually a newer game to the Roblox, and a lot of these folks are long-time players, but this came out in 2023, has already had 6.5 billion visits, truly has been a smashing success for the platform, and a pretty fun game, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, Dress to Impress, it's definitely been having a moment in these last couple of months, and I know a lot of people at home enjoy it, but this has got to be the most high-pressure match of Dress to Impress anyone here has ever played.
Yeah, I mean, especially in 2025, the day and age of aura farming.
Is that key for you, Enyu? Aura farming?
Yes, aura is the key to winning this. If I was a judge, that's what I would be looking for.
That will be what you're going for? Yeah, it's going to be interesting having some of our celebrity judges get to kind of give a little look there. I imagine they'll have different things that they like. You have to play to a pretty different crowd of people who are going to be making these decisions, and a lot definitely sits in their hands.
Well, we are closing in on the final 30 seconds of this match as we see the final touch-ups, the jewelry selections and patterns moving forward here. Hopefully, folks have a cohesive look going, and this is just the polish and cleanup phase because that runway clock is ticking.
Last couple of seconds here to really fiddle with everything. There's almost infinite customization you can do in this game, and it's easy to overthink it, but with limited time, they've got to lock in now. 3 seconds, and we're about to head to the runway, Enyu.
Can't wait to see the poses.
All right, who's going to kick us off? We've got Roby100 showing off his fierce looks. Look at that pose. Nice use of a prop there with the cane.
Yeah.
Is that a cane they're holding, or is that a rose? I can't tell. That's a cane. Oh, you're right.
It almost looks like one of the batons you'd be spinning. Definitely fits the vibe here. You see him clicking around some of the poses here. Obviously, those guest judges right now, they're watching all of these players go through, giving their scores. This is only the first round of 2 that we're going to be playing for Dress to Impress.
The angles, choosing those poses has got to be a big part of the action here.
Definitely. How many poses can you choose from?
It's a pretty long list.
Yeah, there's quite a lot, and you got a lot of time right here on the stage.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of time.
Still going.
Absolutely here.
Just really living up the moment.
Yeah, absolutely extended. We'll see. He must have got that off complete. All right.
They finally got Roby off the runway. Our next contestant coming up to bat. It's Mad Max.
Wow, a sassy look. Taking it real fierce for the circus.
Yeah, I like the makeup going on there.
How well do you think this matches circus, Enyu?
I personally think this is what I was looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, it's an interesting prompt because you can really get very direct on the nose, but I think there's some subtlety that the fashion judges are going to look for. As we know, this is a different style than normal DTI, as we have extra fashionable judges judging these. And here is Anonymous Lime.
Yeah, I like the microphone. Definitely looks like a performer up on that stage.
Yeah, with the mask. What do you call those masks again?
Masks is a good name.
Yes, very good one.
Yeah, looking like the ringleader of the circus there. It's good stuff.
Another contestant down the runway.
Oh.
Looks like this might be Dada Dude and Giving Clown. Honestly, this might be my favorite thus far. I think it's right on the money with the theme.
Yeah, classy yet circus.
Have you all noticed that red seems to be a very popular color? With
I feel like when you think circus, it's like red and white. At least for me, that's what pops in my head.
Yeah, red and
you just
blue,
see
maybe?
the tent.
Yeah.
Maybe the blues. Yeah, the red and white color. How about here we go? Oh, only a touch of red here. A little more subtle. I like it.
The cotton candy hair.
Yes, that is a lovely addition. You're right. Catching
very
that.
creative.
And wings.
I think Icicle is definitely standing out here amongst the crowd.
Yeah.
When we were watching them rehearse yesterday, I was super impressed with Icicle in this game. I thought he had super good fashion sense, so a really creative one there, and I think, honestly, standing out from the crowd of a lot of red and white, a lot of masks, might do him well in this one.
And we are Shafe with kind of a riff on, looks like maybe a cheerleader type circus outfit here. Complete with the mask and all.
With the pom-poms.
With the pom-poms. Definitely ready to cheer on some competition today.
And another red look. This is Jay, looking very similar to one we saw earlier with that cane.
Absolutely. But a strong look. Real Queen of Hearts style here.
Yeah, I think the hat really ties it together nicely. A lot
Another
of layering going on.
there. Yeah.
The cane. I assumed we'd see a lot of props in the circus one. Maybe not as much as I even thought.
Remember, our contestants, they don't know the theme until we're actually going into things. So it's a lot about sight reading, figuring it out on the fly. And this one, another bit of a different approach. The black and white kind of look almost looks kind of like a mime.
I was feeling the mime. Yeah, I like that kind of mime style. Not like the main stage of the circus you think about, but still a fun aspect of it. And I think that's, again, a cool interpretation of the theme.
Astute observation.
Thank you, thank you. And you. All right, we are wrapping up things soon here. And Terrell coming out, one of our final contestants, if not the final here. Again, rocking the red dress. We're seeing that theme pretty strong as well.
And Terrell, our player with the most years played in Roblox, the most experienced guy on the stage today. Dressed to impress one of the newer games, but still putting something good out there.
Yeah, hopefully his 16 years pay off.
This is the Death Eagle, coming all the way over from Lithuania. Had to travel 14 hours to make it here to San Mateo and compete today. And honestly, another nice look. It's still the red and white theme, but a little different than the other contestants.
Yeah. A little lighter, a little simpler, and just spamming that Pose 28.
Pose 28, you know, made famous by a handful of celebrities, brought to you by DTI.
All right, well, that's all our contestants now walking down that runway. The judges right now tallying up the scores and making their decisions. A lot for them to think about. Some good looks out there.
All right, yeah, and that concludes the kickoff round of the ultimate competition, the Hunt Final with DTI. We hope the players are finally shaking those nerves off, getting relaxed. As we've mentioned, we are going to have our hosts kind of collect these scores, and we'll come back to you when they're ready.
Yes, we will. Was there any outfits that were standing out to NU? Would you have a favorite if you were to be judging today?
Personally, I like Icicle's cotton candy hair look and his those furs on the shoulders. Yeah, that definitely stood out to me amongst all the red color choices, so that's my choice.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, right? I think Icicles was the most unique out of all of these, but also there's a reason everyone went red and white. It's iconic for a reason.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing for the judges if they prefer that kind of iconic red-white, or people who kind of had a more creative interpretation of it. I think the mime was also a fun shout-out, as it really kind of instilled a thought in you as it went forward.
This game is interesting because it is so different than every other competition or every game that we have as part of the competition today. Everything else is pretty much going to be last man standing, fighting, all sorts of different genres. But this one is very much about kind of like the artistic character, the vibe. It catches into a very different skill set, which I think is going to be difficult for some of our competitors.
Definitely. Creativity is huge in this, but also having the skill set to know where all of the outfits, accessories are located in the lobby. We'll say